Focus on upcoming auditions for Miss Universe Kenya 2019, and this will take place this coming Sunday at Two Rivers, even as Kenya looks for someone who will represent themselves, or represent the country rather, in the global competition. And to talk a little bit about that, and of course matters to do with beauty pageants, beauty, and the kind of world that we live in today, let me introduce my guest. On my far left there we have Geegee Ayugi, who was the 2014 Miss Universe Kenya,
yes,
and one of the organizers for what will happen this particular Saturday,
yes,
and the process thereafter. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And right next to us, or right next to me, Wabaiya Kariuki, Miss Universe 2018.
Yes.
All right, let me start with you, Geegee. And I want to understand from you, so it's been 2014, so we're talking about 5 years since you were Miss Universe Kenya.
Yes.
Talk to me about what that journey was for you, what you're expecting, what you got, and sort of how you've been able to build up after that.
Well, it was quite an exciting journey, coming from someone who was fresh from high school, just going into university, and you're trying to figure out, okay, so what do I want to do? So I decided to try out for this pageant, and I win. But then coming into it, I realized, okay, it's not just about beauty. It has to be like beauty with a purpose. You have to champion a cause as the queen of the country. You have to represent your country to the best of your knowledge. So this is where it comes back to who am I as a Kenyan and what does Kenya expect of me. So going for the international pageant was an eye-opening opportunity where you get to meet girls from all walks of life, different backgrounds, and you get to be able to say, this is my country and this is who we are, and yes, we are capable of making change in the world regardless in which field you put me to.
So what cause did you pick sort of to work on, and how, and did the platform give you the ability to be able to?
Yes, the platform gave me an ability.
Campaign for it as much as you wanted to.
Yes, for sure. I was working with the administration police. Apparently, the time I won is the same time we had attacks in Kapedo and all that. So I worked with the administration police to be able to give the families of the fallen heroes, to make sure their kids have medical cover, make sure they go back to school, make sure they're just set for life, because you find most of our soldiers, like their families usually depend on them for everything. So this was a platform I went into, and I had all the support from the administration police, and it was such an amazing opportunity in my whole reign to be able to work with them.
Wabaiya, has this experience been the same for you? And of course, very soon that crown on your head, you're going to have to hand it over to somebody else. How does that feel for you?
I think I'm okay. I'm ready to.
You're ready? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited for the girl who's coming. Yes, my experience has been similar to Geegee's. My cause is mental health. So that's what I've been championing for the entire year. I've been doing outreaches. We go speak to young people in high school. They talk about the issues they are going through, and just understand where, like, the youth of this day are in their state of mind.
Why mental health? Why
mental health is because I personally struggled with depression, and then the turning point for me was when I lost someone to suicide, and then nearly lost another really close person to suicide as well. So that for me was enough to make me decide to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And is that something now you think you'll be able to do? Because once the crown is taken off your head, you can decide, you know what, I've done my bit for the country. Let me go back to building my life. So do you have a plan and a hope to be able to carry on pushing? Because mental health is a very serious issue. World Suicide Prevention Day took place the other day, and the stories we saw online and the statistics, there's a problem.
That's crazy, yeah. So it would be pointless to just let it go after the rain, because I didn't just compete for the year. I did it because I needed the platform to push it to the next level, to take care of the young people in Kenya. So I intend on working on it, and I'm hoping that I can get support from different corporates, different organizations. I worked with an organization called PDO, and that's who helped me go around schools talking about that.
Okay. Yeah. Geegee, pageants are not only about women, they're pageants for men as well.
Yes.
But the first thing, when you say something universe, Mr. or Miss Universe, I'm more likely to think about Mixed Universe.
Yeah.
There are a lot of challenges that women are facing in this day and age.
Yeah.
One, femicide. You've seen the protests in South Africa.
Yeah.
Young women of her age, losing their lives before they even have a chance to sort of be able to do what they wanted to do with their dreams. Lack of representation. Conferences taking place across Africa, panels, all men, discussions about issues that are close to women by men as well. How can pageants like this one be used to champion for issues and really cause impact where they're needed?
So first of all, I think there's a perception where beauty pageant girls are not smart, Well, it's the other way
I'm not
around.
the one who said it.
Well,
You're the
I'm
one who
saying
you've
it.
opened up that Pandora's
yes,
box.
But I'm saying it here. There's a perception that beauty pageant girls are not smart, but they're very smart girls, because these are girls being picked basically not just about beauty, it's about what you have to offer to the world. So this is a platform. If we come together, we can make a voice, we can have a voice and make people understand that, yes, we are strong as women, and it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to be strong. It's okay to be exceptional. It's okay to step into a man's world and do great. So people should not just think, oh, yeah, Miss Universe, she's just beautiful. No, it's beauty with a purpose. And that's what we keep on saying every day. It's not just about beauty.
What if it was purpose with beauty?
Purpose works both ways. You still have to talk. This is not like high fashion where a girl just comes and catwalks and go. This is a sport where you're putting yourself on the line. People have to ask you questions. You have to constantly answer to people. So you're putting yourself out there. This is another level of confidence. Not everyone can do it. So you need to give the girls who compete for pages like, yeah, you got this, and we're behind you, and we'll work with you whatever course you take.
You can do this.
Yeah.
And this question I want you to answer, and then she'll also weigh in on this. Talk to me about what you now view as the positive effects of beauty pageants like Miss Universe.
Yeah.
But also, are there negative effects?
Yeah. Well, the positive effects, I'd say...
From what you saw.
Yeah, for sure. The positive effects, I would say, basically, the young girls who tend to follow you, because we're in the era for social media. So what you put out there is what they get from you. So
you became an influencer overnight.
Yeah, I know. Basically, that's it. That's the job. You become an influencer overnight. So what you put out there is what they get from you. And because you're putting good content, then they're able to see, okay, life is not just about this other side that we know. I can actually be a beauty queen and be like fruitful in it. Well, the downside of it is that people expect so much from you. They tend to not, okay, yes, we're human, we're all human. So people like expect you to be like unreal, where if you speak of something where they do not expect you to speak about, they'll be like, no.
You don't expect that from someone who's rich.
I know, you're a beauty queen, you're not supposed to talk about that.
Do they expect you to look a particular way all the time, even when you're going to the kiosk to... I mean, you just stepped out of the house to pick something.
I know, some people meet me all the time because I used to be a tomboy, so this is not my everyday look. Trust me. I'm a sweatpants and t-shirts kind of girl. So they meet you and they go like, you're not Miss Universe. And I'm like, I am. You have to differentiate. You're not in a suit every day, Wahiga.
Yeah,
so
no, I'm not.
I shouldn't be in a dress and a crown every day.
Wabaiya, what's it been like for you? Have you had to change? And also, what can you now say were the positive effects of this pageant, of pageants in general, but also were there challenges, man? Has the pressure been real for you?
Yeah, so I would start with the positive. For me has been the confidence you get to be able to speak about real issues. I'm not very out there when it comes to just my personality.
You're what, an introvert?
Yeah, in a sense. So I've had to learn on the job. So I've had to learn to speak to huge crowds. I've had to learn to negotiate for, partnerships and stuff. So that's been good. That's a positive for sure. The negative, like Geegee said, people do expect a lot from you. For me, it's, how if you've come from humble beginnings, I'm not from like an extremely rich family. So if I need to get around, I will get into a matatu. Yeah. Someone sits next to me and they're just like, Miss Universe in a matatu? Wow. And I'm just like, because I'm supposed to travel.
I hope you're hiding the crown that time. The crown is in your pocket. But it's the realities of life.
Yeah,
yes, that we have to live according to what is possible and affordable.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and then there's just the pressure to look a certain way as well. Yeah, because I am also not those. I never used to wear makeup. So I started having to wear makeup with Miss Universe. So there's that. So sometimes that usually feels like it's a bit too much for me. Yeah, but I'm adjusting.
Yeah. Even as we wrap up this discussion, tell us a bit more about the auditions, those who want to participate, what they can do. But also, I recently attended a conference where some of the women speakers were talking about women in this world need to learn to be appreciated for what is from here up rather than from neck down. That was a quote by a Kenyan leader whose name I'll not mention. What are your thoughts about that and beauty pageants where look is almost everything? And then, of course, tell us details about the audition.
Well, I think people should learn to appreciate women from up to down, from like the head to the toe. You can't separate like the head from the body, otherwise you won't be able to function. So I think women should be appreciated as a whole because, in all glory? Yeah, we should. So the auditions are going to happen this Sunday on 22nd at the Two Rivers from 9 a.m. And we're calling anyone and everyone, as long as you're between 18 and 26, you're welcome to come and audition, because it's a life-changing opportunity. I mean, we want Kenya to win. We want to be able to say we brought a Miss Universe home, not just a Miss Universe Kenya, but a Miss Universe home. So, yeah.
What are our chances? From what you're seeing, past trends?
Very high, and I quote because we had Mary Esther, who was top 5, so you can imagine how close we were.
We're getting closer.
Very close.
Okay.
Maybe this year is our chance.
Okay,
so,
good to hear. Wabaiya, what's your advice? You'll hand over to someone, whoever that is, and if they're watching, what would you tell them they need to do to be able to reach that level as they prepare for the audition?
I think just be yourself. Bring your A game. Don't change too much about yourself for something like this. Sure, it's a life-changing opportunity, and thankfully we're in partnership now with the Black and White Foundation, so it's going to be bigger and better this time. So another girl that's trying to come, please also have your stuff together. Whatever cause you want to do.
Make sure you know.
Yeah, make sure you've done all your homework. That's when you come. It's just, it's quick, yeah.
Those are the notes before an exam.
Yeah.
Geegee, Ayugi, 2014 Miss Universe, plus an organizer for this year's edition, and I guess for others as well. You've been part of the team.
Yes, I
Thank
have.
you. Thank you for joining us and for sharing your thoughts. And Wabaiya Kariuki, Miss Universe 2018, flaunting her crown here in studio, but she will have to hand that over to whoever will be successful after Sunday's auditions at Two Rivers. So just be aware of that if that is something that you are interested in. Well, thank you for staying tuned. This is Daybreak. Stay with us when we come back. Trevor Mbija takes off the coat flexing because there's some workout happening, and that'll be happening on the other studio, in our other studio.